everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I'm going to be continuing to work on my teaser trailer. And I'm getting quite up there. I think I'm almost done. I've been working on this little loop segment of their chairs rotating. And then after that, I need to animate the zoom out portion. All in all, things have gone along quite nicely, and I've really enjoyed working on this teaser trailer. I'm so close to being finished, and I'm just very glad and very excited for everyone and everyone who's come along with me on this long and arduous journey. It's been very nice. So, I have been working on this a bit off stream as well. I've been doing some other stuff. I've also been, I think I mentioned it either in my previous stream or a community post, but I have also been working on some character art and character sketches as well. Things have all in all been going pretty good. And I also got a word back from like two or three different jobs, so I am very happy and excited for that. I also brewed some coffee, so if I pause, just keep in mind that I might be drinking some coffee. But for right now, I'm just gonna work on this animation. So I do like the design I went with their chairs. It is supposed to be a more so. Hmm, what's the word? It is supposed to look cool and dark, but I also wanted to subvert the evil trope, I guess you could say, because these people aren't necessarily evil. Like the whole aesthetic and thing I'm going with is outside looking in. These folks may look evil, like they have some dark plans brewing, but like on the inside, they're just people who are trying to be heard, be listened to, and get their message and points across. And what I'm happy about and sort of excited is that things are beginning to look up and get better. Like I had sketched some things and they're on my Instagram, but like I had sketched a practically lifelike looking character, and then I also like sketched an angel. And when I was working on it, when I did take the time to draw and like draw and sketch at work, I forgot how good I am with a pencil. Like, I know it sounds wild, it sounds kind of crazy. Like, how can you forget you're good with a pencil? But it's like I've spent my time trying to grow in my animation and get better at that. It's not necessarily bad, but I have been taking a portion of my time to try and get better at animation that I've almost forgotten how skilled I am with other media and mediums. Because I was in a bit of a negative mindset. I'm not going to lie, and I do actually have a video planned after I finish my graphic design. Not my graphic design. After I finish my character design video, I do have a plan to make a video on art envy, and I guess that sort of realization and wake up call has helped me come to a sort of understanding with myself where it's not like I've just been stagnating. I have grown and we all grow and change. It's just sometimes you don't grow in the way you think you do. Like I'll be at work and I'll find some of my coworkers who are sitting in the break room with me and like I'll do quick rough sketches of them or I'll think of like characters or different media and I'll draw art for that, sketch quick things for them. And it's like even though I'm unable to be at my computer right now, I'm still taking the time and taking the chance to grow and develop. And one of the good things, beautiful things, is that I'm actually spending my break time to do that. Like, it's not like I'm on the floor ringing up customers while having my sketchbook in hand. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm sketching during my 15-minute breaks or during lunch. So I would like to say, let me get a sip of coffee real quick. So I would like to say if you are in fact in a rough patch, just make the most of it. Like try to work on your goals and your passions in between the time that you're doing whatever it is you don't like. Like I'm telling you right now, if one of the biggest things I learned from college was not something a professor told me, it was something I learned on my own. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Like always strive for more and strive for better. Of course you want to like be realistic, but at the same time, like if you have your degree and you're stuck in retail, do not settle for retail. Always be applying to other jobs or doing different things. Like I have YouTube, I have Instagram, I have ArtStation. I try to if I can't do a piece of digital art, I'm sketching something. I'm always doing something. Like out of each paycheck, I like to take $50 here and like put it in stocks on Robinhood, and like I'll watch stocks like if I'm going to the bathroom or if I'm on break as well. Like I do everything. I I'm gonna be honest. I do everything, and let me tell you, if you're watching me right now, you got to do everything. Do not get caught up in circumstances like things are just temporary. Like everything you going through right now, it's just a rough patch. It's temporary, but if you stick it through, you gonna be all right. The craziest, wildest, most negative thing, if you just stick it through and grit your teeth, and like each day you go to bed at night, you say, you know what, just give me one more day. Like God or whatever higher power you believe in, just give me one more day, or let me leave where I'm at, and you doing the work and you using your free time or whatever you have to grow and do what you need to do, baby, you gonna be all right. Cause it's those little things you do that give you hope. Like it's those little things you do for yourself that push you. It's you going into stocks or drawing in your sketchbook and doing it the old fashioned way of taking a camera shot of it and posting that online, or like streaming on your off days and trying to do that. Like it's the little things you do that really give you that drive and motivation that you should strive for. Cuz that's what keeps you alive. That's what keeps you living. Like you may be physically living, like you're breathing and stuff like that and you eating every day, but when I mean that's what keeps you alive, that's what keeps you living, that is what keeps your drive and your passion at 100, is those little things you do that are in the same vein of your desire. Because even though I've been through the workforce and I've had tough experiences with people, I do still believe that we all deserve the right and at least deserve the chance to make our dreams a reality. That is something that I will never backtrack on. And I'll never say, oh, nobody ever makes their dreams come true. Like, because you can. You may not get where you want to when you think you can, but it's the little things you do in between that keep you alive and keep you breathing and running. Anyway, now that I have some of my motivation back and I'm more excited, let me talk more about this show. So, I think I've talked about the world building quite a bit in my previous streams, but like, I guess I should go more into my whole process because I am getting to that point. But like, once I'm done with this teaser trailer, my next plan is definitely to upload it, share it on all of my social media. Like, I'll post it to YouTube. I'll link it in Twitter. Art Station's gonna have a link. My LinkedIn, everything. And I do want to announce a sort of crowdfunder. Like, I'll probably start a Kickstart or something like that for the show. And I already have quite a bit of people from college. Like, I have upperclassmen, lowerclassmen, people who graduated along with me, like who are out, they're ready, like they're either I'm gonna be respect. They're either respectfully unemployed or between work right now. So I do think that if I were to source them and say, "Hey, I have this big project. It's a 2D animation. I'm working on my own pilot for a show. Would you like to help me?" Like, and even if they do not jump on that opportunity, at the very least, it does get the word out to them. So then they can talk to other associates they've made and say, "Hey, Amobi, this guy that I went to college with, or this guy that I know, he's making his own show. You could work with him. He's crowdfunding, he's crowdsourcing. They do XYZ, stream on those nights, those days." Because I'm gonna be honest, I did take inspiration from like Vivzy Pop as well as the creator of Murder Drones and how they would like stream their process. They would like find actors and talk to each other and sort of podcast while they animated or while they worked on different aspects of the show. So I do kind of want to function and work somewhat like that. Like I think that was a really good idea because it definitely drove motivation for the show and for the project in its entirety. And that is how I'm just going to be honest, like there much of Has-Been's community didn't just come from the pilot, but it also came from the many posts they made online, the roughs of characters, as well as, most importantly, their live streams and sort of the VODs or the clips that were strung from their live stream. And I'm pretty sure they also did like a lot of character and world building through their live streams as well, which is something that I've implemented as I like work on this. I do talk about the world a little bit here and there. But like that is my next step. And that is something that I am fairly excited to work on and to do. And even if this doesn't get picked up for a show, because that is hard. Like, look at Amizi. He's another actually I don't know if he's a dude or a woman, but like Amizi is another online animator. He does pork chop and flat screen. I'm pretty sure like he does everything. uh, They do everything alone. So it's like, and they've definitely been able to make a platform, make a business, and even make profits off of their project. And they've continued to work on their IP without official means. And if all things go perfect, of course I'm going to do that. Of course I'm going to post on YouTube or like other places, episodes, whatever. Like do merch, try to support my show in any way I can. It's like it's kind of exciting and it's kind of fun and to actually be a part of that of like animators and creators inspiring other creators, like going towards the future generations. Like I just feel the best way I can describe how I feel is I have a cathartic, almost wholesome feeling about this. And again, I don't know what's gonna come of this. Like maybe I do get picked up by a company and I get sort of like a team behind me, or I don't, but I continue to animate and I continue to work on this project, this IP on my free time. Maybe I start my own animation company, my own animation studio. I would love. I've been sporadic. I'm sorry, but I would love to open my own studio because I pretty much have it like figured out and planned out. Essentially, because of the location where I'm at, Raleigh, we do have infrastructure. We do have an appreciation for art. There's the Raleigh Convention Center, which hosts many different art, anime, and production based conventions throughout the year and throughout the year. Like we have ECGC. I think we have Animazement comes. I think Comic Con comes to Raleigh as well. I think I already mentioned ECGC. But essentially we have a lot of conferences and conventions of different creators and inventives and people in that vein. So the appreciation for art is here. We also have the Raleigh Museum. Research Triangle Park is just down the freeway. So I would like to capitalize on that. And I've actually did my research, and there are some studios that are more so in like North Raleigh, Northeast Raleigh, or West Raleigh that are animation studios or other forms of studios. So there is definitely an appreciation for the art, and there is definitely a sort of, I don't want to call it a hotbed because it's not that expansive or numerous, but what I'm trying to say is art industry, animation industry, production industry is here. Epic Games is in, I believe, Durham or Cary, and there is a lot of creative fields in this area. So I would like to start my own animation studio where I'm not just making assets, but I'm making full shows and maybe even video games or whatever else I can get my grubby hands on. I mean, I'm serious about this, guys. Like, I'm not trying to be in retail forever. Like, I got my degree, and also I think I'm pissing off like my managers or whatever. Cause like I'll bring up my job description in a minute, like, and I'll ask for help or like I'll try to follow policy, and they're like, oh, well, Boba, you trying to be lazy? I'm like, no, like that's just what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to ask for help. Like general associates aren't supposed to be doing this. Like, and then they'll call me lazy or say, like, I'm not trying to hurt myself for my job. I'm not trying to look. Here is the thing, and this is my mentality. I don't plan to work in retail for 4 5 years. So I'm not trying to injure my left hand, which is my freaking moneymaker, or my head, which is like my idea crafter. I'm not trying to do any of that. So if a policy says, "Hey, you're supposed to get a member of management to do XYZ," or if something is too heavy or too high, so you ask for help, I'm asking for help. I just got different. I just got a different worldview from them. I think like I tackle issues differently. Like I'm being honest. I'm smart. I'm clever. I'm careful. Like I'm not trying to do something that's going to mess up my prospects long term. Cause like I've tried to apply for like higher positions, and they're like, "Oh no, you have to be 6 months in," and I'm like, you know what? On second thought, instead of trying to change the system from the inside, let me just find a better job. Like that's honestly how I'm going about it. Anyway, where was I? I think I was talking about something. I didn't already forgot. So the big, I want to say four characters that I've been working on, or that are the most, I want to say, realized, is definitely Ao, the leader, sort of the founder of Witches 13. Then we have his like third in command, Trina. Well, she's really his second in command, but she's the third witch. Her rank is three. Um, and then we have sort of this soldier character. I haven't figured out an actual name for him. He's just been like codenamed Dutch because I need to call him something, and like Dutch is sort of like this cool rough name, but it can't be his permanent name. Thinking like Dutch Butch maybe. And then we also have Nancy, who is the youngest member, and his whole personal story is, I mean, like Nancy's whole thing is definitely gonna turn some heads because what I definitely want, what I definitely know is gonna happen is there's probably gonna be like some pushback or some confusion as to why someone who is young, like 12 years old, is seeking revenge. And like people are gonna say, oh, they're grooming this child, or oh, this guy is like, he has no understanding of what he's doing. And the whole thing is that throughout the series, Nancy is probably gonna be the most mentally sound and probably the most willing participant because he knows full well what he's doing. He does not care. He wants his revenge. Like he is down for the cause and he actually even brainstorms and thinks about like some of the plans or some of the targets that the witches hit. Like he is rank 7. He is one of the he's one of the top 7. He actually is in charge. So like of course he has plans and his own ideas and morals. Like he's not sleeping on anything. I am working on a second character and I don't know what to name her. Sort of like the name I've been going with for now is Julia. She's sort of like a almost like a pop star like character. She is very social, fashion forward. She is she's into a lot of music and she has a bit of a following. Her Witches 13 sort of side gig is very on the down low. Like she's not a public member, but she'll still show up and talk to different characters and different members. Like she's more so the social aspect of the team that sort of gets them information or gets them in places that they can't normally get to. Because again, Ao is presumed dead, and Trina, she is sort of excommunicated from the science world, so they don't really have many, so they can't really do as much as they can or want to. They have to be careful. One of the themes that I'm definitely going for is to an extent, these characters are justified in their hatred, in their anger, and in their want and desire to seek revenge. Like each character has been done wrong, whether overtly or subtly, or even indirectly. So that's going to be the human aspect of you understand why they're angry, you understand why they're doing what they're doing, and you as the audience can sympathize with wanting to get vengeance or wanting to get some form of justice, even if it's justice enacted by you and not some moral high power. So that's really what I've been going for. And I have, in fact, taken inspiration. Like, and I'm going to be honest, like, the Bible has been an inspiration for this show. So, like, the top seven members, they are definitely more so inspired by, like, the six things gods hate. The seventh is deplorable. That's going to be a big theme as to where their hatred is justified hatred, understandable hatred, to where they more so have a pass on their reactions and what they do, whereas the lower six members, they're more so on the seven heavenly virtues and subversions of that. So, like, what's his name? Dutch, he is actually rank 11, and sort of his virtue was love. His whole story is that his downfall came from a place of love. He was a part of the military. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. He was a part of the military. The military was having they were running some experiments with magic. They said, hey, Dutch will give you a bonus. Like, we just need to run some tests with magics. We're trying to make, like, some enhanced soldiers. Come in. You'll be part of, like, this special branch. You'll get an increase in power, and we'll give you more money. And at the time, Dutch had a fiance, and, like, he really wanted to have that next leap in his career so he could finally settle down and have a life with kids. The only downside is when he willingly chose to be subject to their experiments, his downfall came in that the experiments left him fertile. So even though he is a powerful soldier, he has higher magic reserves. He is, physically strong, durable, XYZ. At the same time, he now can no longer fulfill he now can no longer fulfill in life what he truly desired, which was that family. And so even though his downfall is somewhat his own fault, at the same time, he is still seeking revenge because of what was done to him. And there's more planning and more elements I have to sort of marry together. But that's pretty much the general gist of that is the general gist of like Dutch and why he's seeking what he's seeking. And I do actually have some notes. Like I have an entire Google Doc where I've been writing down notes, writing down different things, and I can actually pull it up if you guys give me like 1 second. Let's see, character design, suggestion. That is the rough draft of the pilot. Where is it? So with Ao, his whole story is it comes from the first thing, which is a proud look. The Lord hates a proud look. And so essentially his story is that his colleague was prideful in his own work, believed that he didn't need Ao, and sort of took an experiment as an opportunity to sort of get rid of him. And then we have Trina. She is, too, a lying tongue. A colleague lied, stole credit for her work, and discredited her in that same name, dragging her name through the mud. So those two are two big examples, and I'll definitely delve more into it and sort of go into more detail. But for the most part, it's like we have the high six, high seven, and then like the lower seven. Wait, it's 13. So it's, yeah, high six, low seven. Nancy, because he is ranked seven, he more so has like, so he's justified, but at the same time, it's sort of, well, actually, no. Nancy is rank five. My bad. I haven't made a rank seven yet. Obviously, I need to spend some more time with my notes, but you guys know that I am working on I am working on the show. Like that, like that's how you know I'm working, is I'm doing like a lot of research, and like I have things planned, so don't count me out just yet. Y'all gonna get a show out of me, I swear. Y'all gonna get something out of me. Cause honestly, this is very exciting, and I very much enjoyed doing this and working on this. So then I'm going to copy this frame right here. Copy frame. And paste and overwrite. And let's see. Perfect loop. Now, obviously, it's not a perfect loop, but essentially the plan is that after I finish coloring it, I'm just gonna go down the line and repeat the frame until about right here. Then I'm gonna do the zoom out. Oh Lord have mercy! I gotta animate the zoom out. Now, this is actually animated on fours, and that is actually going to be very slow animation. Like, I made a video on like animating on one, twos, and threes. Animating on fours and fives, that is like very rare, but usually that's for like slow animation is when you animate on fours and fives. And usually you do have to like animate a three or a two before you deep dive into fours or fives because it can be very jerky and almost jarring. Yeah, I'm having so much fun. This is so fun. I just want to take a minute to say thank you all for like watching me. Like this gives me so much joy and so much energy to just work on a project in front of people. Like this is exciting. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. I like this. And just thank you so much. Thank you so much for just like watching and taking a second or two to look at what I'm doing and what I'm creating. Hmm, quite interesting. I think what's gonna be not really difficult but very time consuming is definitely gonna be as I zoom out. Like this portion right here is gonna be difficult because of all the different chairs I have to animate. This as well. It's gonna get easier right here. A little easier. Yeah, like when it gets to like the 3/4 to top down animation, that's gonna be easier. And then the zoom in, it's just like a matter of resizing everything until eventually the chairs just disappear. But for the most part, like it's this zoom out portion that is going to be time consuming. Which I mean I don't mind. Lord have mercy, that little dog is out again. My neighbor has like a little chihuahua, and then it also has like a little white dog. Those dogs be coming out the house, barking at you, thinking they own the place, trying to run up on you. But if you stomp, they run away. And actually, the little white dog that my neighbor has, it actually has a little girlfriend down the street. Like it'll be running over and it's running to that house right now. I see that little dog running straight up to that house trying to clap some cheeks. Like for real, because I was actually on one of my morning walks and I actually caught them. Like, the little one going to town on the other little dog, but like, mm, I swear, like living in a suburb, it's quiet, but like when you find those little bits of drama, like it can be very interesting. But like honestly, one of my next goals in life is definitely to like live in an apartment. Just to live like 1 or 2 years by myself in an apartment like in the city. That would be nice. I would like to live in an apartment. Straight up. Like just to have that sort of feeling going down, walking amongst the buildings, like maybe go to a cafe or a small restaurant, go to the store, bring my groceries back. Like that is I would just that's just a good feeling that I would have. Something that I would really like to do. And so I guess that's why I mean it's definitely a facet, but it's also not the only reason why I want to blend like science and fantasy and why this story in particular takes place in a floating island city is because of that feeling of the city that sort of that city life gives because it's the most I guess modern American feeling because what we have to understand is that in the 70s and 80s and like even not even like 70s and 80s, but it was earlier than that. Like 50s to 80s. No, no, no. 50s to 60s, what the American dream was to have a big home, 2.5 kids, and a pet dog. The 70s to 80s, that was more so a shift of, mom and dad works and they own a house, but that caused the latchkey generation. And I guess nowadays, sort of the American dream or like American desire is to like live in a city in an apartment. So I mean, like I guess that's what I want at least for a while. Like my mom always said, like she jokes about it, but I always dread the day and I always fear the day. Like she says, like oh when I die everything's gonna be in your name. Like you're gonna have this house and like that does nobody lives forever, but like I try to enjoy people in the present in the moment. So like I'm good long term on like housing. Like I'll get my mom's house, or like I'll probably live with live with my mom for a while still. But for now, like let me be young, let me be in my 20s and have my downtown Raleigh apartment and walk amongst the buildings and like go to the park on the weekends and find a nice place to sit down and sketch. I know it sounds weird. Like I find joy in the strangest things. That's it. I just find joy in the strangest things. So tomorrow I go back to work. Later today, I am actually running a cyberpunk campaign for some of my friends. And like these friends, I've known them for years. Like they were like online forum friends. Like we would like this is like young me, like teenager me. Like we would like write fan fiction or like go to different forums and like gush over anime and stuff like that. So they're friends from those days. But like as I grew up and went through life, I did start playing like actual video games with them, like Warframe or and other things like that. And so I started playing D&D with them 3 years ago. I was still in college at the time. We would play D&D. We had many different campaigns, mini campaigns, one shots, and the like. And so now what I'm doing is we've sort of, well, I've personally wanted to shift from D&D to like Cyberpunk and World of Darkness because I want to tell more grounded stories, more grounded stories with consequences. Cause some of my friends, some of my players, like they will go in and it's like, oh, I'm a paladin, or oh, I'm this, I'm that. Like, let me shoot this guy. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, they're allowed to have guns. They're allowed to do X, Y, Z. That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. And like, they would consistently think that oh they have to fight, they have to do XYZ, like they should be intimidating people. So it's like, and what I love about Cyberpunk and World of Darkness is that you don't want to fight all the time. Like if you try to be this buddy barbarian where like you hugging on people or like you try to flash your weapon thinking you run things and thinking you could just make people like back down. In those games, you get shot up. Like the worst thing that'll happen to you in Cyberpunk, like they'll pull out their iron and they'll shoot you down. In World of Darkness, especially Vampire the Masquerade, if you try to like flash or be buddy, the worst thing they'll do to you is like they'll torture you, leave you out in the sun to burn. They might blood bond you or ghoul one of your touchstones and like torture them. Like, so that's why I said, you know what, let's play Cyberpunk first and we'll play World of Darkness later. That's pretty much it and how I've been going about things. seems the coffee is done, so I'm running on fumes. Running on fumes here. I'm joking, I'm joking. Here comes the dreaded other chairs that I have to animate. Why did I have to make 13? The here's the thing. I chose Witches 13 because it sounded cool. Like, 13 witches, magic, Friday the 13th, Halloween. And like now it's like that 13 is really kicking me in the that 13 is really kicking me in the ass. That 13 is really kicking me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh yeah, I am also almost done editing a video. One of the good things is that it's actually one of my short videos. I'm almost done with my character design video. I already added the outro and I rendered the footage. I just need to add a few more effects. And I'm also working on the thumbnail. I've decided to actually try and draw my thumbnails instead of taking like screenshots. I'm trying to like actually draw them now because that might help with my. It just might bring in more views, which is what I'm happy and excited for. Anyway, that's about it. I've just been animating chairs. Like, honestly, this whole stream has just been me animating chairs and like talking about stuff. Y'all are probably boring me. I'm sorry. Like, I wish I had more to show you, but these are like these slower aspects. If I'm being completely honest. So I think after this stream, what I'm definitely gonna do is probably finish editing my video, upload that, and then I guess I'll just be done for the rest of this week. Cause I'm really just working on all of this, which is just a long zoom out, then zoom back in. That is a lot of frames for me to animate, and it's definitely gonna take a while, but it's what I love. I love to do this. So let me just stretch real quick, then get back to it. Yeah, cause this is done. This city segment is done. This is done. And this is done. So yeah, things are pretty much winding down. Like, in all honesty, Yeah, things are winding down. Things are coming to a close. This is pretty awesome. Need to color for that, but that's mainly done. Now I just need to animate this, the segment with the chairs, because like the table is actually on a separate layer, as is the 13. I already animated that because that was pretty simple. So I really just need to animate these chairs, finish animating scene 4, color that, add my oops, add my backgrounds, and I'm done with this. Wow, things are really like getting up there. Like I am honestly shocked, surprised that I've made it this far in this much time. Like this is rather exciting to me. And after this, while I'm crowdfunding, I do in fact want to I do in fact want to work on some other animation exercises, more action animations and stuff like that, because I do plan on having like fight sequences, 2D fight sequences, which is going to be pretty nice. I am at 139 subscribers. Like I'm slowly growing, guys. Like I'm slowly growing. This is awesome. Think I'm gonna do one more frame, then call it, cause I wouldn't say I'm getting burnt out, but this is definitely gonna take me a while. Let me actually see how long I've been streaming for, real quick. About an hour, 30, 40 minutes. That's pretty good. Okay. I think it's time for me to clear the history because it's definitely starting to run slower. Let me First let me save. Control S and clear history. That's actually gonna take me some time. Actually, I think I'm gonna cut it here because it is 12:02. So, I don't want to keep you guys forever. I did get this was some really good streaming time in, and I feel like I got some things across. I kept you guys up to date, how I was doing, other things like that. Things are going pretty good. And yeah, the world is, I'm always working on the world. The more production heavy stuff, I've already thought up that. Gonna contact some friends. Got some friends and acquaintances from college, as well as other spheres that I can contact with. Get on my writing staff, other animators, in betweeners to help me, storyboarders and the like. Gonna crowdfund and crowdsource. Probably host some live streams of us working on this project. Later in life, I do plan on opening a studio in Raleigh, maybe a nice location downtown or somewhere in northeast Raleigh would be nice as well. And yeah, that's about it. When I end this stream, I'm gonna finish editing my video, finish working on the thumbnail, then post that. That'll be done. That'll be nice and good. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have planned for today because I go back to work tomorrow. I'm dreading that. But it's all right. It's all good. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Anyway, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. I have a Buy Me a Coffee and a Patreon down below if you'd like to support me that way. And yeah, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I'll see you corner creeps in my next stream or video. Bye.